The nice thing about having lightweight 3D on the system to integrate with it is that when you're out in the field shooting, you can be rendering your animation, come back, plug it in, and you're ready to go. Okay, it's another nice additional feature. For those of you who are just coming into the demo, what I'm showing is the video toaster for Windows, and I know a lot of you back there cannot see what we've got up here. We've got a PC under the desk attached to this little video toaster box. I've got a portable unit here. All units are portable. Here's what it looks like. You'll notice the nice soft carrying case, stylishly designed, ergonomically fit to go over the shoulder. I just like saying ergonomic. I'm going to see if I can stand up without yanking my microphone off again. Okay? Why do this, you say? Because I can now take my camera and plug this directly into this box. This box will do real-time recording of video and audio simultaneously to the hard drive. Okay? This is based on our own form of compression called VTAS. This is not a JPEG or an MPEG box. This does not have the same type of artifacting you would associate with JPEG or MPEG. It's very important to keep in mind. We don't get the sort of weird blocky edges you would expect from those types of compression. We have a very organic type compression that was formed for video from the ground up because those other formats weren't good for that application. They were designed around print images. So this box, what's in it? Well, let's just take a look at the back here, and what you'll see is there's a lot of connectors. First off, for those of you who are current toaster owners or video toaster flyer owners, you'll notice this panel looks very similar. That's because this panel is actually the flyer card that you have in your Amiga today. That means to you, you can take your flyer card out of the Amiga, put it in this box, and for the time being, control this box from your Amiga. If you then later decide to change over to the PC, you can take this very same box and plug it into your PC for a smooth transition across the platform.
We're talking about a bunch of things that you're seeing scrolling by right now. Come on in, grab a seat. Welcome to Studio 21. Good afternoon. We're up on the screen. My name is Bob Nicole. For the next 20 minutes, we're going to be going over the animation applications of Studio 21. So we have a little bit of ground to cover, so why don't I just get started and we can talk as we show. Okay, traditionally in animation, computer graphics has been relegated to keyframe animation, but recently we started adding things like inverse kinematics, forward kinematics, motion capture, things like that. But certainly in broadcast, flying logos, openings to shows, graphics, titles this has been, the keyframing has been the bread and butter aspect of your needs. Here's a sample from World News Now, ABC News, New York City. Now, every time you turn on the TV, as you'll see later, you'll be watching Wavefront. All of the major networks run with Wavefront, and they have since our inception for the last 10 years. But certainly in the last couple of years, you may have noticed a lot of things have been going on in Wavefront. What we're going to do is we're going to show you a lot of those new things that have been happening, a lot of exciting things that have been going on, the advent of motion capture certainly, how that's influenced computer graphics, how we import it into Wavefront, into Kinemation. Certainly things like this, we're going to animate with the monkey here. If you noticed in this animation, let me just play this quickly for you one more time. This certainly is traditional keyframe animation, a very nice, pretty piece, but it ends up going over live video. This technique we call rotoscoping, and we can talk about that for a second and show you exactly how complicated something like that can actually be. Now here's a nice example from Renault. This is a futuristic, this is a proposed fleet for a city in France. So what they did was they actually went out and shot all of these scenes of the city and made a proposal as far as what it would look like in the future as far as with all of these new prototype cars. But you can see all of the matic nightmares that are going on in there, all of the Z information that they had to fit these cars in realistically. This would have been virtually impossible if they didn't have the ability to do rotoscoping. In Wavefront, we do rotoscoping in all of our animation applications. In both traditional animation applications as far as keyframing, lighting, that sort of thing, as far as character animation. We also have the ability to take these scenes and bring them directly into our paint system to do matting icons, so we can have our cars go in and out from behind. You have to understand all of this is happening just in front of those scenes. They don't really exist inside of them. The ability to create your animation so that you can see the lighting effects, how they relate to all the shadows and lights that are in this scene naturally. The ability to see whether or not your cars, the CG environment that you create, matches the colors in the rest of the environment. All of those things generally were post-nightmares up until this point. So certainly that's all possible in Wavefront. The other thing I was talking about as far as one of the newer things that have happened over the last couple of years has been motion capture. Now, Wavefront has always been able to import motion data directly into our animation applications. And an example, I don't know if any of you saw recently, a couple of nights ago on Inside Report or whatever that was, there was this, we're going to show you what OJ doesn't want people to see, and there was a scene as far as this proposed, you know, the attack on Nicole and I forget the other guy's name. Well, all of that was Wavefront. Now, we've been working in that type of motion capture for years and years and years. Let's talk about the three different types of motion capture processes. One of them would be, let's look at the magnetic system first. Here's a sample from Land & Company. They sent us this piece, actually it was the making of one of their award-winning pieces. But you can see our dancer here is all tied up. There are wires going into the back. At the end of each of those wires is a little sensor port. And that sensor is a little magnetic target that's telling the computer where that hand is at all times. And it writes out an ASCII file. And then that file is imported into Wavefront and it pushes our characters around. Okay? Another type of system is an optical system. And this piece down here is from Acclaim. Actually, this is the making of the Alien Trilogy game. Why don't I just stop this for a second? And you can immediately see the differences between the two. One, I don't know if you can read this too well in the back, but there are two actors in the scene. The other thing is that they have complete 360 degrees of movement. They turn all the way around. They don't have to worry about, you know, grips dragging wires around behind them, getting all tangled up. Another element is you see these little reflective sights all over the place. What's actually going on there is there are 50 to 100 reflective target sites on each of those characters. Now there are high contrast cameras that are recording this information. Now you have to understand, let's say you're all a camera, okay? There's a camera right there. And if I had a target here on my elbow and I went like this, even if but I'm wondering, do you still run into that because we are pre-rolling?